Hi guys. Hey. So you don't know this yet. We just finished day one. No, it wasn't really day one though, was it?
It was like half day one.
Night one, yeah. So we're training. We're doing things, y'all.
So you can't say that we've never been to courses before,
right? It's 11:15 at night. We're in Builder's truck, eating sandwiches and eating chips. So we are at Condition Red Response this weekend. We're taking a low light and advanced movement. So tonight was the low light course. First time ever shooting with a flashlight in my hand. I'd say we did pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting, the differences between shooting with a flashlight and shooting with both hands. Because when you run, and we ran handhelds because handheld is going to give you the most difficulty. You can do most of the things with a weapons light that you can with a handheld light, but you have both hands to actually run the gun. So it's just giving you the biggest handicap off the bat to be able to like prep you for worst case stuff.
Top score.
Yeah, you bastard. He beat me by a second and a miss. I got a miss and I was 1 second slower. So yeah, a couple of the things that we went over was just ways to hold the light, ways to, the tactics to use to be able to illuminate a target, heavy emphasis on movement. I'm falling out of my own framing here.
Movement keeps you alive.
Movement keeps you alive. And
we're so hungry.
Food is important. Oh, I don't have a free hand for a chip. This is us. So yeah, lots of movement, making sure that we're moving after we take shots, after we illuminate, not to give away our position, that kind of thing. It has been excellent so far. The staff at Condition Red Response has been fantastic. We started off with tutorial, instructions. Then moved out to the range and did some more, started off slow with slower drills to try to get us used to having the light, used to using the light, then speeding up and eventually finishing out. So anyway, that was day one. Tomorrow we've got advanced movement. We're going to be working on room clearing. That's the only thing that I know that we're working on tomorrow.
As well as more low light, no light situation.
Right. So room clearing during the day. Then we're going to work that into low light or no light room clearing at night, combining what we did today and tomorrow. So that's the plan. You're welcome to join us. I didn't get any footage from tonight. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow on the way to the range. Bye.
So we are here. I don't even remember the range that we're at. We're in a different town. As you saw in the intro, we've already been through 1.5 day of training. We had some class work and then we did some it's cold. It's Indiana and it's like 34 this morning, I think. So we're getting ready to do our advanced movement course. And last night we did low light. Today we're doing advanced movement, and tonight we're gonna combine the two of those and really kind of get some tactics that we can use for more of the stuff that we're gonna be dealing with every day. So that's why we're here. Again, this is with Condition Red Response. A good friend of mine is one of the guys who runs this program, and so far very organized. The classes are full of a lot of very good information. So here we are at day 2. We're getting ready to go through a shoot house out here just to get an idea of room clearing and how that works. I got Builder Shooter with me. We'll pull him up here eventually, but he's down there busy entertaining the masses with shenanigans. And so that's pretty much the basis of today. I gotta wake up a little bit. I gotta get some caffeine in myself because it's not even early. That's the bad part. I get up at like 6 o'clock every day, and it's like 9:15 right now. And it's, so I don't have an excuse. But as I wake up through the day, we'll get more, and I'll show you guys a little bit more about what we're doing.
balancing the reset / prep on the trigger. Okay, managing that trigger cycle. Those are the things that give you speed. But this is the other thing, is you have to be able to measure that. So if you're not repeating the same drill in a way that's measurable, you don't really know if you're getting better or not. You're only doing it by yourself. I'm still alive and I'm still standing up, probably. Especially if I'm getting hit by little 99 millimeters and not 45 depth. We all know I'm in Miami!
We're halfway through the day. Actually, we're more than halfway through the day. They're building a shoot house back there, right there. So you can see them putting together the shoot house. So far, so again, last night we did low light. This morning we did, or today so far, we've done a lot of room clearing. We did drills first just to get used to accuracy and aiming, and then, I mean, it's brush up drills. And then we started doing drop-ins and slicing the pie room clearing, which was really fun, went really well. So now we're kind of combining things. We're putting together a shoot house so that we can actually see a physical room to be able to effectively do drop-ins and room clearings. And then tonight we're gonna put the low light and that together. Builder, what do you think so far?
I have learned a lot, and I've died a lot.
Yeah, most of the stuff is, it's kind of revelation based on things that you can't try just around a range or around your house, you know? It's one of the, like the 50-50 rule for cover and how far, slice of the pie, and how far back from a door we need to be, and what that distance gives you. You know, it's stuff that you wouldn't know if you didn't come here, and I'm not going to expand any more on that, because if you guys want to know, you need to go and get some training, because, you know, you go through and there's a lot of like the remedial training, the beginning training stuff that like we basically have been doing this long enough. We've got a lot of that, but this stuff is not stuff that you're going to figure out on your own. We haven't gotten kicked out yet.
Yep.
So there's that. No DQs.
No DQs. No ADs.
No ADs. I actually had one failure to eject with my P10. I was shooting a left-handed string and it didn't eject, and it didn't double feed or anything. It just reloaded that same casing. So the next time I went up, I noticed the trigger actually didn't reset. And I think it was me. I limp wristed it because I'm not used to shooting left-handed. And when I do shoot left-handed, I shoot left hand only. So I'm really not used to a full-on left-handed grip, two hands. Like, so I kind of laxed out, and it did cause one failure. But other than that, mine stuff's running good. Your stuff has all been ammo related.
I honestly don't think it's so much ammo related. I think the striker channel on my 17 slide is a little dirty because I haven't cleaned it in years.
That is chilly wind.
So I think I'm gonna break that open when I get home, clean that out, see how that works. I'm gonna see how everything runs in the 19 for now.
They're building houses. We're building walls. Or wait, no, that's breaking down walls. Breaking barriers, building barriers. I don't know. We're getting ready to shoot again.
If you watch
so.
this, send us a 508T.
Yeah, Hollison, we kind of need that because we've got the 507s. We need to see if the 508 is actually an upgrade as far as like usability and what it gives you there, or if it's just that you can drop it off a 3-story building and it's good. All right.
We'd be happy with a 407.
Or a 510. Yeah, we'd be happy with any of those.
Hollison, please send us something.
All right, back to shooting.
Back to shooting.
All right, anyway, I've been recording this whole time. Okay, guys, so we just finished up the outside portion of this. We had to cut it a little bit short because it got kind of cold and windy. more it was the wind. It kept blowing over the shoot house walls. So we are going to a location now, and we are going to set the shoot house up at the location, and we're gonna put together everything that we've learned the last couple of days. Don't forget your flashlights. We got to grab our flashlights out.
With CERT guns.
With CERT guns. CERT guns with lasers. So it's not going to be quite as fun as if we were running a live fire, but it's going to be very informative.
And there was just so much wind, we ended up taking a vote, and the instructors were absolutely fine with having the shoot house set up there and doing it, but we just took a vote and we were like, it's just not worth having everybody get mad, having to reshoot, and doing all this stuff. So we decided to move to indoors where it was less windy.
Yep. And I think it's going to work out well. So I don't think any of us are really too sad about it. We'll all get over it, and we'll make it work. We're still going to learn the lessons that we wanted to learn. So
I already have learned a lot of lessons.
We have. So what's your biggest takeaway so far?
Last night, my biggest takeaway was movement. Tonight, my biggest takeaway is concealment. Or today, my biggest takeaway is concealment.
Yeah. Now I'm really glad that we cut it early, because it's raining, folks.
That's sleet.
That is sleet. Okay, so your biggest takeaways were movement and cover. So my biggest takeaways so far are light usage, where my most comfortable light placement was, and then today it was also cover, because the way that they explained using cover and the distances between you and your cover and the opponent, how that affects visibility and sight picture and how likely you are to shoot before getting shot, because that is the goal, to shoot before getting shot. So yeah, anything else to add for now? All right.
I think so. So far this course has been, and like we've already mentioned, this is my first course and his first course. This has just been so enlightening.
Yeah.
I cannot thank the guys here at Condition Red Response enough. It's just awesome.
They're all pulling in now, so we got to go in and put the shoot house together. So we will see you guys on the flip side, or like inside in like 2 minutes. Bye. Hey guys, we're here. So we are here with Condition Red Response. Builder Shooter and I came over here, and we took about a day and a half course with them. And this course was a combination low light and advanced movement course. And I'm gonna let them introduce themselves just a little bit, and then we'll kind of go over what Builder and I got from the course and what they judged us on.
I'm Shell. I manage Condition Red Response. Chris and James are two of my instructors. Susan, who's also an instructor, isn't here at the moment. But we wanted to bring high value training at an affordable price to Fort Wayne, because there just wasn't anything here that we were going elsewhere to find. And we wanted to make that available to people, our neighbors and our friends in this area, who didn't have the opportunity to do the same travel and training and stuff that we did. And so that was kind of our goal, to bring that here and make it affordable and provide a really high quality training product that we just hadn't seen ourselves in this area.
The builder and I are both extremely impressed and mind blown after this weekend. We went over in the car on our way over here, we went over a couple of our biggest takeaways, but I kind of want to throw those out here as well so that these guys can kind of hear what we've got and get kind of a first-hand review from us since we just took the course. So I'm gonna let you go first though, because I've been doing more talking.
Biggest thing I learned last night was movement and getting off the X. And although I'm pretty sure I sucked at it today, it's definitely something I'm going to keep practicing on. Today, the two big drive homes for me were using cover as your advantage and making cover your advantage, as well as using light in low light, no light situations, and how much light you can use for such a short amount of time and be completely effective.
Yeah, so my big takeaways last night was the low light course, and a couple of biggest things that I took away was flashlight work, because we did a lot of that. And just the usage of a flashlight and how you really have to tune it and be used to it. It's not something that you could just jump into and be okay with. Like people who think they can grab a flashlight in the middle of the night and go down and have any idea what they're doing with it, if they've never shot with one before, if they've never used one to try to light a room and get a read on it, that's not something you're just gonna pick up. You really do need somebody actually standing there helping you figure that out. And then today, we did a lot of, today was the advanced movement portion. We did a lot of cover stuff to begin with, and I had never thought of the 50-50 rule. Like that's just not something that you come up with unless somebody tells you to use that distance to your advantage. In movies and stuff, they're always hugging that wall, trying to get really close in there, and that's not gonna do you well. So those two things, because to me, those two combined themselves into what we did with the shoot house and low light, and the no light, more than anything else. That combined really well. So what were the big takeaways that you guys wanted us to have from it?
Well, we put on quite often a basic pistol course. It's kind of the foundation course that we do, and there's a lot of knowledge crammed into that course. We love teaching and moving that knowledge onto people as much as we can. It's a lot of work for a lot of people to take that class because of the long day. However, being able to do these advanced courses with the advanced movement, stuff of that nature, we really enjoy that. We don't see as many people continue to shoot in the sport and progress into the more advanced classes. So to get people that have a little bit higher level skill set, being able to move in and around and get them moving and get them to work the barricade drills and stuff of that nature, or work with flashlights, it's really nice getting some feedback from more experienced shooters with stuff. We like seeing people learn and enjoy it and stuff of that nature. The light, like you said, it takes skill. You have a lot of people in class that when they're using the lights, all of a sudden they realize it doesn't work for them. Well, when the scenario comes in your home where you need to go see, what's going on in the house, that's not the time to figure out that it doesn't work for you, So, like I said, we've all have, I don't know how many hundreds of hours of training, and it's nice to be able to just, what we feel is the most important taken out of those courses to bring to the table and at least push it. I know it's a lot of work to take in, but then several days, from now, you'll be able to sit there and think about what all you've learned and put it in place for yourself.
There's, like you said, there's a lot to the idea that you don't really know what you don't know, and there's a lot of things that you think, you're like, oh yeah, if this happened, I would just this. But if you haven't actually tried to do that stuff, you don't realize how many of those plans that you have are actually not going to work. A lot of people have a lot of plans that have never been tried out in any kind of a realistic situation, and they think they're just going to do this and they're going to do that. But realistically, against a determined attack, or even somebody who's just in your house trying to do some random thing, when you start to apply this plan that you've made up that you've never actually tested, it doesn't go so well.
Yeah, you can't learn mechanical techniques through YouTube videos and stuff of that nature. You have to have hands-on, you have to put it to work. just because something works for somebody, and that might be a great hand-to-hand move, if you've never repeatedly done it, you might find, well, that ain't gonna work at all.
Until you're forced to do it, forcibly do it in a controlled environment like a class. I think that really forces the students to learn, and it forces us to adjust our class so we can get the best possible result out of this. So every time we have classes like this, we adjust and we learn from what the students learn. So if we see them improving generally in like advanced movement, like with the box drills we do, that's something we've definitely kept in our program.
I really did like that box drill. It was something, even for Builder and I who are used to moving and shooting, it's weirder to move and shoot in applications like this. In the box drill, you have to think more about your movement. Even the simplicity of moving from corner to corner or forward and back, not only take it, like when we're shooting competitions, you're just trying to get to a target as fast as you can and take the target. Whereas when you're actually thinking about it, it's a lot harder to think about how you're walking and shoot at the same time. Or worse, when Susan is yelling at us. But that does help a lot, and I think it probably helps even more shooters who don't move, because most shooters don't move.
Well, it forces you to be athletic. It forces you, you don't have to be super fit and, muscular to be athletic. You just have to force the movement. Especially with mag changes, I've noticed that everybody wants to stop. And that's one thing that I thought that everybody improved on. I'm happy to see students moving on mag changes, because you have to move faster. When you're shooting on the move, you're obviously moving for a reason. So if you're going to stop at mag change, you're kind of defeating the purpose. Okay?
Yep.
Something I put in on this too is just from what you said about Susan, these guys are not the type of instructors that are going to be barking at you, screaming at you, telling you did everything wrong. Paste your shame or whatever. Paste your shame. They guide you in the way you need to go. If you're coming around a corner and you're leaning too much on your leg, maybe Shell runs up behind you and gives you a big hug and says, "Daddy!" and then you fall over. I mean, that's just part of it.
No, we're pretty laid back with, 4 safety rules, and as long as everybody follows the safety rules, and safety comes first. But as long as everybody's following the safety rules, they're not gonna get kicked out. It's fun.
We had a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, it was absolute fun every second of it. Yeah, so I mean, it was nice because we were driven to better ourselves through the encouragement of others, which typically works better than humiliation anyway. So,
and I think you guys left with some drills and some things to work on your own. That's going to help you grow as a shooter.
Yep.
Especially with the cold bore drill, right? With
Yes.
the timer,
Oh, yeah.
Which I would definitely recommend.
I need
you
a
guys,
timer.
work with the timer.
We do this really for love, is why we do it. We love teaching. We want people to learn. So if you come to my class, I'm not just like, well, I've got your money. If you don't do well, I'm just going to yell at you or something like that. We want to approach it in a way that we can instill the information in you. One other thing that I think we kind of touched on, which I think is important to understand, is a lot of these things we think are very simple, like moving. Okay, I'm going to move and I'm going to shoot, right? It sounds simple, and it is simple. But if you haven't ever been shown the way to do it properly, you'll never do it right. But then when you hear somebody say it to you in a way that makes sense to you, you're like, oh, of course that's how it is. How did I not always know that? And when we go and we take classes on how to be better instructors from people, we pick up on stuff that they do that really teaches us. And we're like, hey, we really learned a lot from this. We're going to incorporate that into our classes. And we cram a ton of information into a single day.
We really do.
We give you your money's worth.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've all been through lots and lots of classes, and something you'll notice with a lot of classes in the firearm industry is if I take a class on one specific practice, it's an all-day class on that practice. It's very repetitive. I have it down by the end of the class. Very well, I have it down by the end of the class. But it's like, man, if I could just take that and take this and take that, I could show one person all that in 2 hours. One of the things is you guys, and it's same with the basic pistol course. The basic pistol course, I've never seen another basic pistol course that progresses, and that's what I love so much about it, is it really progresses a shooter that I feel isn't just know what a firearm is, but they're safe with carrying that firearm after a course, and to say that
And confident.
and confident with that gun.
Yeah,
You
it
can
took me
take
like
a
months.
new shooter in a one day and they leave shooting pretty decent groups and they're competent. They can perform the basic mechanics needed to do just about anything with their firearm.
The basic pistol course, we've had many students come in and have never held a firearm in their life. Or they've held them in a gun store, they've never fired a firearm.
Do you need to have your own gun for your basic pistol course?
No, we do have rental kits of the most common quality firearms.
The guns we do have that are rentals are they're the most common, they're the ones that people are gonna progress with, they're the ones that
We have a handful of people.
they're
right there.
reliable, yeah.
Every time there's some people that rent, which is great because they get to try out these guns before they buy a gun.
We've actually had people with guns rent other guns.
Yeah,
that
they'll
they
come
have.
with a gun and their gun will fail, and then, they'll use one of our, and the guns that we have for rentals are guns that I would recommend people to buy. If somebody comes to me and they say, oh, well, what gun should I get? I'm gonna be like, well, these are the ones that we rent. These are all quality guns, they're reliable. Reliable is the most important thing.
All right, so if somebody wants to take class from you, where did they find you?
Our website, conditionredresponse.com, the registrations work through that. We also have a Facebook page, Condition Red Response, and when we have classes that are open to the public, those are posted on the Facebook page. So they can go directly from the Facebook page to the website, or they can just start by going to the website.
All right, and I'll have a link in the description down below for the Facebook page and the website for you guys. All right, guys. So that is it. That is our training weekend with Condition Red Response. I want to thank you guys for putting on a fantastic course.
Thank you for
It has
coming.
been just glorious.
Pleasure to meet you.
It was
Yeah.
nice to meet you as well. Shelley, it was nice to see you again
I
after
know,
like
man,
7
it's been
years.
Too long. It's been too long.
All right, guys, remember, if you found this video useful, go ahead and hit like and subscribe down below. Remember, we appreciate every one of you, and until next time, do your research, get informed, and get to work.